Roxo Media House.
All right. Oh, look at this. This is so much fun. This is probably going to be a problem here.
Kyle, you grew. What happened?
I did. The chairs changed. Look at
Everybody's got to
Look
get
at
taller.
that.
It's the morning.
I'm barely touching the floor.
You're swinging over there? What's
Barely
going
touching
on?
the floor.
That's how you use the restroom.
Yeah.
Then be on the toilet.
Have you been watching me?
Yeah, like how do you know how you use the
how do
restroom?
you
We use the same one. I see the screech marks.
Creep.
Golly.
Like, what is that noise?
You know what I'm going to do for this podcast, actually?
What are you going to do? Get some phone books?
No.
Nice. But
Just keep it
everybody's
coming,
a comedian today.
Keep it coming.
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, we have a super fan, and her name is Audrey Monette, which is our grandmother, and she gave me a pep talk, and she was like,
Wait,
"Hey,
you want to start the podcast and then you say this?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely, no,
Okay.
no, this is the pod, this is the start.
Oh, we
of it.
started?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
okay.
starting.
Well, welcome
it.
everybody to the Three Real Brothers podcast.
we're started.
We have officially started, I guess.
Right.
This is episode 10. We thank you for tuning in and being with us, man. We're having so much fun. I swear to gosh, I would not do anything else if I could.
Yep.
Well, I guess if it paid me more money, but whatever, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is I enjoy spending time with my brothers. This is the Three Real Brothers podcast. Y'all want to say hi for how was your weeks, guys?
Yo,
Kenny,
what's up?
Kenny, Kyle, how was your week?
Week was good. Went to go see Kyle's play.
We did. Yes, we did. As a family.
It's really good. Yeah, we went as a family. That was cool. That was cool. We wrapped up.
Extremely impressed.
Yep.
Very artsy. It was called
Moon Man Walk.
Moon Man Walk
Moon
at
Man
the
Walk.
Jubilee Theater.
Yep.
It was well put on. I mean, the acting in it was phenomenal.
Yep.
The script, the production behind it, the Jubilee Theater really did a good job, and Cal, you did a great job of acting. Like sometimes, you know what's cool about like having a brother that's in entertainment is I see my brothers as, you know, obviously brothers, right?
Right.
But then when you go see them in a different light, especially when y'all are acting, because both of y'all, I've seen both of y'all act, and you almost forget that y'all are my brothers at times, but then at times I do remember that y'all my brothers, but then I'm like, God, they're just super talented.
Right.
Like y'all are so interesting to watch. You're captivating, and then I love seeing the reaction of the crowd too. So people that
Right.
don't know you and people that don't, and so they're seeing what I see, and
Right.
you know they appreciate it in a whole different way. But to see y'all in a different light, and then to come watch y'all play and act, and how y'all just transform into these characters, and how y'all just captivate the audience, it's unbelievable. So
Right.
just kudos and congratulations.
You know what's
to y'all.
funny? I was going to say that about you seeing you on stage doing comedy. That last time that you hosted at the Improv when you had your special and everything, it was like, dang, like not only I forgot that you were my brother, I was just laughing. I was like, this is funny. Like, I was just laughing. This is funny, man.
sure.
I was just dying laughing. And I mean, some of the stuff I've seen you multiple times, but it's funny how I still laugh at some of the things. Like you're just that funny. You know what I mean? And it's like you said, sometimes you just forget.
You just
like,
forget.
Wow, yeah,
Like,
you're
like,
just
man,
enjoying the moment.
I got the most talent. Like literally, I don't have to leave my house to go see talent. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people have to go and
Yeah.
and that's why a lot of people in comedy, they form these comedy troops or these comedy groups or these
Right,
my
right.
boys or in acting. I'm pretty sure it's the same way. It's a bunch of people that stay together a lot.
Yeah.
I've never had to do that because I've always had my brothers.
Right,
Like I've
right.
never had to like go find that kinship or that
Yeah.
where my brothers at. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
All right.
I don't call anybody bro. I don't call anybody little bro. That's my little bro. Because I'm
Yeah,
like, no, I got one of those
little
already.
bro. Yeah.
I damn sure ain't calling nobody my big bro. And grown men that call other men big bros are weird to me, bro. Sorry.
Right.
That's strange.
Right,
Like
right.
I got a big brother. I don't need another one. I'm just like I'm going around calling anybody dad. I got my situation fixed. All these people with troubles at home. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
But so to get that out the way, besides that, how was your weeks?
Week was good, man. Week was good. We're back at it again, you know.
Yeah.
Ready to rock and roll this week. You know what
Cal,
I mean?
good week.
Back
Ready?
on, back on the film game, man.
Yep.
We closed on the theater. We closed on the last play this weekend. So thanks for everybody who came out and showed love and support. And now it's back to getting back in front of the camera. So
Let's
it's
go.
pretty good. Pretty
Let's get
good.
to work.
Pretty
You
good.
know, another good thing about this podcast is a lot of us are like, I think if we didn't have to be on social media, I'm pretty sure each one of us wouldn't be on social media.
That's true.
This podcast
That's
allows
true.
us to have constant content.
Yep, that's true.
Or like people are always looking at our face, always seeing us talking. And I mean, we were still gonna have these conversations at home anyway, so it's just better that we came out.
Better
and
do it out. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I truly enjoy doing this podcast.
Cool,
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man.
Yep,
This is one of the highlights of my day, life, week, or whatever you want to say.
We're getting all sentimental this week.
I am. I get like that in the morning. How short people grow and all this stuff.
We on fire today, huh? We on fire today. I'm gonna be swinging my legs the whole time. So
Yeah, I'm about to say,
I'm sorry. This is
swinging
fun
your
to me.
leg, bro.
Yeah, stop swinging.
No, like, bro, he's making me.
You're making
I
it
told him
worse.
from the first time, I'm like, bro, you're making me nervous.
Stop swinging your legs.
I can't
man.
help it.
Put your foot on the
Put
stool.
your foot on the
man.
thing like a
Stop
real
swinging.
man at a
Is there
bar.
something down there? You know, I struggle at bars.
Yes, I'm saying you do this.
Yes, I struggle at bars because I don't
Golly.
drink and all the bar stools are really high. And
Yes,
so
just stop. Just stop. Anyway.
I feel
All right,
like,
let's jump right
like
into
Will
it.
Ferrell. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know what to do with my feet now.
Oh, this guy
It's
here,
in my
man.
hands.
That ain't it.
Just don't know what to do.
Put your legs down.
Is there something?
Thank you.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
There you go.
He's not
Big
used
man
to
don't care if
having.
it's
Not
not
used to
on.
having his feet be able to touch it.
no.
Anyway.
Well, I guess this is an audio thing. Maybe we should stop talking about his feet. All right.
Yes. There you go. And we're back.
Look, this is for our YouTube crowd. Keep watching us on YouTube.
I got you. Anyway.
All right. So anyway, I want to jump right into it. Let's get the conversation started. All right. Deion Sanders is in hot water again. Made a comment on the Rich Eisen show about how he player profiles his recruits. What he said was that when he's looking into quarterbacks, he wants to have a quarterback that's has both parents, over 3.5 GPA, because obviously they have to be cerebral. He also wants them to make good decisions on and off the field. This sounds like somebody everybody wants, right? I don't know if it's a dating profile or a football profile, but it's something we all want. You know what I mean? But then he started talking about defensive linemen, who is, if anybody knows, are a completely different mindset to play defense than to play offense. And I'll get further into that in a second. But what he said about defensive linemen was, hey, I want guys who are from single parent, preferably a single mom household, who is focused on getting his mama out of the place that she's in. He wants somebody that has free lunch, somebody who's trying to get it up out the mud. And that's how he wants his defensive linemen or defensive players to be. So that is a player profile. And if anybody don't know, I played college football. That is how coaches speak and think. From the outside world of guys who didn't play college football or play, a higher level of football, what do y'all feel about that?
For me, I struggle with this because I've rarely see controversy in a lot of things. You know what I mean? And I guess I get the temperature of today's society. You know, everything that you say that I may disagree with, don't like, we labeled as controversy. I get what he's saying. Maybe I can see why people took offense to it, I guess, though. But I get where he's saying.
How do you get what he's saying?
But I get what he's saying because everybody profiles in some form or fashion, especially when you're looking, we're talking about recruitment and things like that. If you're going from college to pros, it's the same thing. It's like, okay, what decision you make off the floor? What was your home life about? And especially when you're talking about quarterbacks, because quarterbacks are supposed to be leaders or face of your business. You know what I mean? And so they do profile to a certain degree. Now, I think ultimately, should you make a decision based on that type of profile? No, I don't think you should. But at the same time, I get why you look for somebody, okay, that checks certain boxes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're looking for a mindset.
Yeah, you're looking for a mindset. And people who maybe didn't have a kind of a well put out life, they do kind of have a different mindset about things. You know what I'm saying? In general, it doesn't speak for everybody. So that's why I don't think you should make that your final decision. But I get
You think
why.
that should go into the thinking?
Yeah, I get why.
You understand the thinking.
I understand the thinking of it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I totally understand.
What about you,
about
Kyle?
it.
I feel some type of way about it. Only because it seems like how he described that is more of, seems like that's how you recruit black players. I mean, do you keep that same mindset when it comes to white D linemen? It's only for black people. It's very stereotypical in that regard.
But and mind you, in all fairness to him, he never mentioned race.
He never mentioned race.
But you're saying the
But, I
underlying-
mean, if you're talking about that, I mean, most D-line predominantly black sport. We're referring to,
So
black people.
that's why you took it as a race thing.
I don't take it as a race thing. I just think my mindset is I kind of look at it this way. I mean, okay, you have somebody who's trying to get out the mud,
Yeah.
and let's say you go the other direction, which is someone comes from a great family versus someone who doesn't come from a great family. Their grinds are different.
Very true.
You know what I mean? So
In general.
if you have somebody
Yeah.
trying to get
In
out the
general.
mud, from that, yeah, their grind is going to be, but it doesn't take away from somebody who had probably more in life. Their grind is, I feel like their grinds are going to be the same, even though someone comes from a good background. I mean, someone comes from, think of the Babosas, DNs.
Yeah.
Both of their parents good, and they're both really good at this craft.
The Watts are the same
The
way.
Watts,
Yeah.
the Mannings. You know what I mean? From that, if you really think about it, I mean,
And that's what we know.
Brian
There's
Urlacher.
other-
I mean, if you think about it, they come from. I mean, and if you have people who come from great families who still end up being really good at their craft and really. So I just don't think there's a correlation that, because my thing is okay. From me, I came from more middle class. So what was my hunger? If I didn't have the money, if the money didn't excite me, if I had the family, what was my hunger to try to get better? My thing was, if you come from middle classes, you're trying to earn everybody's respect.
That's what you said.
And that's a different grind too, of pushing that. Like, okay, I'm gonna prove my point to them. Like, hey, look, I deserve to be out here, and I'm not afraid of you neither. I know your background, whatever it is, but when I step out here and we're doing, I mean, it is what it is. And so the grind is different. It doesn't make anything one less than other. So I just feel like when people are like, oh, you come from single, I mean, it's a hustle that everybody kind of relates more to.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny?
What's that?
Because when you say coming from middle class, and I just thought back to like when I was in high school and stuff, like if you tell people that, hey, I'm from Arlington, and people that aren't from the DFW area, if you tell somebody that you're from the white side of town,
They write you off right away.
especially for people from the hood, they're like, he ain't nothing, he from the
Right.
white people. But I'm like, what makes you hard? You can't whoop me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you can't whoop me, what does it matter where I'm from? Like,
Right.
being hard don't matter where you're from.
right,
But then
right.
okay, so me being able to play football and being able to see all the different kind of profiles and what we recruited and listening to coaches speak, I can kind of give you my mindset on this. Okay, so
Okay.
defensive players, and I played I was recruited as an offensive player, but then I went over to linebacker later on. So defensive players have a way different mindset. If you ever meet a real defensive player, and this is what I say. So football is I put up a brick wall and I say, bro, run through that wall full speed. Don't slow down when you get to that wall. Run through that wall full speed. That takes a special kind of mindset to do that. Like normally it takes you got to be awful. That's why I used to see, like when I talk to my defensive friends, bro, they're a little off. They're all a little off. You have to be a little off to look at a brick wall and say, bro, I'm going to run right through that brick wall. Offensive players don't think like that. Well, can I climb over the wall? Can I go around the wall? It's all about solving problems, which is why you want somebody that's a little more intelligent on 3.5. That's why Deion's saying, hey, give me somebody with a background, a foundation, somebody that's level-headed, balanced, be able to look at that wall and say, oh, there's other ways to get around that wall.
Right.
But a defensive player has to look at that wall and say, bro, I go right through that. No problem. Head first. And I'm like, anybody with common sense, bro, if I swung at you, you do like this because you don't want to get hit.
Right.
Defensive players would be like, what? You know what I mean? Like they take that hit.
And that could be what he was trying to say.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's the mindset is like, give me somebody who's not going to think about stuff,
Right.
who's just going to react, because defensive reactions, like
Right.
offense, you know where you're going to go. You know what the snap count is. It's on 2. I run this route. Woo. As a defensive player, you're purely reaction.
Right.
Purely reaction. It takes a different mindset to play defense than to play offense, and I think that's kind of what he was trying to say.
Just relating it from a basketball sense, it was kind of the same thing. You know, when I was coaching, you and your point guards, you kind of look for the stable one. You know what I'm saying? I wanted my point guards to be, you know, I mean, I didn't go as far as to go, what was your household like, but you kind of wanted them to be the stable one. You know, you wanted to be able to problem solve. You want to be able to think. While on the other hand, you wanted maybe your top defensive player or your big man to kind of have a little bit more dog into him, a different type of approach to it. Not to say that the guard is not as much of a dog as the big man is, but you know, you kind of want that big man to be like, it doesn't matter. I'll take out anybody.
I guess I'm looking at more, why can't it just be about the body of work? Why does it have to come from that back? I mean, if somebody's producing, if I'm looking at film, I won't know anything of your background.
Yeah.
When it comes to recruiting, if I watch you play basketball, I won't know anything.
Because generally, just from a general standpoint, it's just usually people who kind of been spoon fed their whole life. You know what I mean? They kind of don't have that push mentality. They don't have that kind of go get it mentality. Now, I'm not saying people who did come from a middle class background or who had both parents or whatever. I'm not saying they don't have dog mentality in them, because there's some that do. You know what I mean? Absolutely. But in general, you kind of go, okay, I need somebody who, when the stuff hits the fan, like, I'm all out. You know what I'm saying?
What's Ancestry.com? Ancestry.com.
Yeah, it's to look at your
understand where you come from,
right?
To how you're put together, your makeup. So if I'm going to invest a $300,000 scholarship into you, or in the pro level, if I'm going to invest millions of dollars into you, understanding your makeup helps me understand who you are today and why you act the way you do today. You see what I'm saying? So that's essentially what he's doing. Is because if I show you a film of a game, it can be my best game ever. It can be not who I am. Maybe I'm playing against the weakest offensive tackle in America. Like, you see what I'm saying? There's so much that goes into film. The competition you're playing matters. When you're playing matters. But then when you know this kid is just like this is who this kid is, then it's easier to recruit and place them. That's why you find out, well, what's your background? Where you from? Because I introduced you to half of the defensive players that are my friends today. Bro, like, every single one of them will have a backstory. The oldest of 8 kids, and I was the, you know what I mean, the only kid, like the only the parent, like or people that were raised by their grandmother. Like, most of the defensive players that I played with were like that. Like, so that's just where they come from.
Let me take this another step further. All right, so obviously we all came from the same background, right?
Balance.
You know, but we had balance in our life. Parents are educated, middle class family, etc. Do you consider yourself a dog?
Yeah.
So
I do.
How and why?
But I didn't used to look at that wall and be like, bro, I'm gonna run through that wall.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm like, no, but there's other ways to get over this wall. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was your approach.
Well, here's the reason I'm doing 3 Real Brothers podcast and I'm not playing for the Cowboys. You see what I'm saying? Like that. That's a mindset, bro. Like, you have to have that. And I was an offensive guy. Like, I can set you up. I can run routes. I can catch the ball well. That's what I did. And then they seen how athletic I was. And Coach P, who was a defensive focused coach, if you had any kind of athleticism, you're going to be on defense.
Right.
And so he moved me to defense. But I was never truly a defensive player. I never really fit in with the rest of the defenders because my mindset was different. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that matters. That's matters.
Funny, because I consider myself a dog. And I always had to be. And that's because maybe, despite the background, I always felt like I never was as talented as everybody else. Yeah. So to your point, I always felt like I always had something to prove. So because of that, I wasn't afraid of anybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whether you 6'10" or 5'10", like, you're going to get the same heat. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? And like, that was always my approach. And maybe that's because I just maybe felt like I just never had the natural ability of anybody else.
When in basketball is also a little different. Like, basketball is a little more of a finesse sport. You know what I mean?
But in general, though, even when I played football, it was the same thing.
Well, I'm the same. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, off the field, though, I'm like, bro, I'll whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I am, bro. No matter what I'm talking to.
I felt the same way. Like, I mean, like, because I had friends from all walks of life, and we go hang out at different places, and I walk through there just like I walk through the library. You know what I mean? I ain't afraid. Like, so what? Because I always feel like I'm a grown man. Like, let's go.
Would you consider most of the black people that went to school with you to be dogs? Think about it like that. So that's why you think about stuff in a whole, in totality, instead
when we
of
say dog, we talk about dog mentality, right?
Dog mentality, like, bro, this nigga a dog, bro. Like, most of the guys I went to high school with wasn't dogs.
Yeah,
dog.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's everywhere though. I mean, there's people from around the way who pretend to be dogs and ain't really dogs. You know what I'm saying? Too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people who, you know what I mean, who try to put on the front of the mentality of. But to answer your question, I mean, there was some people who put on the front like, I'm this way, and they really not. And then there's some people who didn't say a word and was just quiet. But I was like, man, that's a real one. Leave him alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it does come down to individual basis. Like, okay,
I always, that's why I say it always came down to your inside personality. There are some things that make up that, but some things, man, I think it's just personality.
So Deion's just speaking for the most part. Deion is speaking like from the most part. You know what I mean? Like,
I think he's speaking from a general standpoint. I don't think he's saying that nobody can come from a great background, educated, 3.5 GPA, and not be a dog. You know what I'm saying? But
having somebody with that kind of voice make that kind of opinion, does that?
And I agree. I don't think that was probably the smartest thing to do. But,
okay, so then I kind of think that's what Kyle was saying too. Is like, to have somebody with that kind of voice and that kind of power and that kind of pull to just throw that out there and we really kind of know who he's talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because most defensive linemen are black. You do have the Joey Bosa's and your.
Yeah.
But
it's very few.
Yeah.
That's
the
what I'm
fact
saying.
that you know their names, you know what I mean?
Right.
Is a whole
So
different thing.
you consider yourself a dog then? 5'7"?
Yeah, I mean, I had if it came to sports, it was just more. I had to be the defense. So my drive was just getting people to respect me. That was the thing. I didn't the tattoos. I didn't come from anything like that. I wasn't gonna try to. But I know stepping on the court, I was like, I got to get people to respect me.
Right.
That was my drive, and that's the same amount of powerful drive as you do. Like the same thing. Like Dave Chappelle said in that joke. He was like, he was talking about. He's like, you see a group of black guys, and you see that one white guy in that group,
you better be
and he's like, that's the one I'm afraid of because you don't know what he did to get their respect.
Because he got to prove himself.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It could be that same drive of just getting people's respect and just trying to. I mean, I feel like it's. So I just think it was a. Like, I get what he was trying to say. It was just a bad delivery on it, and that's why a lot of people felt some type of way. Because now you go in there, you see a lot of scouting reports. Now when they look at black kids, now they're not going to give, let's say, maybe suburbs, maybe someone who comes from a different background. We're like, oh, he doesn't have that dog mentality, just because of what he's been. But we don't know the type of level of respect that he's trying to get, and that's why I say let's keep it about the footage, what he's putting out. What is he putting out constantly? You can go to his practice, you can get the practice from him, you can get so much and just see from there.
Yeah, I mean, even to back to that point, nobody's looking at Bronny James like, oh, he not a dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he come from a great household, and his dad's a billionaire. Nobody's looking at him and going, well, he's not a dog.
He's had to earn his respect as well.
And that's the point I'm making.
And I think that's the point.
Same thing with like Austin Rivers. You know, his dad was Doc Rivers. You know, he had it pretty much. But I mean, he had to get everybody's respect.
You got to show him how to fight.
Exactly, and I think that is equivalent to someone coming from out of nothing versus me trying to get everybody's respect, because you both have a chip on your shoulders.
Right.
And the difference is the drive is different. Mine is I'm trying to get out the situation. Mine is I'm trying to get you to respect me. So I got to match it. That's what I don't think. Like, I think it's kind of,
and I think that's the same for all human beings, especially for men. I mean, there's nothing more powerful than a man wanting respect.
So let me ask you this then.
Yep.
With that being said, knowing that y'all come from we all I forgot.
Right.
Knowing that we all come from a middle class background, well, I mean, how do you stay motivated? Like, how do you keep going? Like, what that's your motivation is purely respect? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Like the same thing when it comes to acting stuff. I just want to be able to hold my own, no matter where I'm like, look, hey, it's gonna be toe to toe, regardless of your background, whatever. That's what keeps me going. Is just I want that level of respect. I don't want people to like me. I don't want anything. I just want you to, like, you know what? When Kyle comes on set or when he comes on stage, I respect his work ethic. Because he's going to bring it. He wants everybody's respect. Like, I can go toe to toe. That's why I want to be like. I want people to be like, yo, yeah, okay, that's what's up. You know, I don't want to sit there and have to beg for followers. I don't have to beg people to like me. I just want people to respect my work. Yeah. And that's my drive. Do people respect me yet? If I'm okay with it, are people like, it's like, yeah, he's that pushes me.
That's your motivation.
That's my chip on the shoulder. Is I'm gonna get you to respect me.
Yeah, my definitely respect, number one. But the other thing is too, I set the bar higher for myself than anybody else does. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so therefore there's nothing, even if, because a lot of times some people could be like, oh, you're good, right? And I'll be like, that wasn't good. You know what I mean? I know you think that was good, but that wasn't good, because my bar is a whole lot higher than what you could ever set for me.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And so therefore your criticism doesn't bother me, because again, I'm harder on myself than you are on me. You know what I mean? So my drive is the bar that I set for myself, which is above anything that you can give me. Whether it's your criticism, I'm hard on myself than you are, or when your praises, I'm like, nah, I can do way better than what I just did. You just think that's good. You know what I'm saying?
I'm funny because I'm always trying to, I guess it would come down to like respect, but it's almost like, bro, I'm trying to show you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to, like, so especially if because in the past, like other comedians, I was like, try to reach out or something, and then say you don't reach it back right away. I'm very sensitive about like that type of stuff. Like, bro, if I reach out or something and you don't hit me back, or if I call you don't answer, bro, I get super sensitive about it.
Really?
Like, bro,
that bothers you for real?
Bro, bothers me. It pisses me off. So, okay, so you think you better than me. All right, bet.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna show you.
Right.
Oh,
I'm gonna make you come see me.
No, I'm gonna make you come see me.
Yeah.
Like, That's period. Like if I watch a video on YouTube or something, or I reach out to the guy, yo, let's create something, boom, and he don't answer back. Oh, all right, then. Well, I'm gonna just make a video way better than you, and you gonna have to come to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, partner. That's just how I am, bro. Like, I get pissed off, bro. Like, I get. That's my like every day, bro. I'm driven because I think about what people have said in the past, and it might have even been a slight, not even nothing to it.
Right.
But I'm Michael Jordan with that.
Yeah,
and that pissed me off.
Right,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And now that took it, and now that took that personal, and I took that part like. So if I say, bro, it don't matter. Like if you say the slightest thing, and I'm trying to think of, okay, so me and Brittany, me and my wife were in this meeting, right? And they talked about marketing. We need to get we need to find somebody who's good at marketing. And I'm like, bro, I run pages, podcasts. I got all this social media sites, all this growing, and y'all don't know who the goddamn like marketer is here. Y'all got to question this. And so now I don't even talk in the meetings anymore because I'm trying to grow my social media so goddamn much. So when I do talk, I can say, yo, you see this?
Right.
This is what I did. So like, bro, I get. See, I get passionate about it just thinking about it, bro. I get mad.
I hear you. I think that's the same reason why I'm like, I wanted to transition to doing more directing stuff because I'm like, bro, I am tired of doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, like, listen, I'm tired of doing this. You know what I mean? Like, all right, fine. You know, I got to start taking more creative control. I'm tired of being an employee, you know, to this. And I'm like, why are y'all doing it this way? Why are we doing it that way? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can do better than this. Like, my standard is so much higher than what's being in front of me. So I'm like, all right, I can't do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So
I think people haven't seen people like us. I always remember that's why I was like, bro, we need to start the podcast. Because I'm like, bro, I think we're unique. I truly believe we're unique. I've met too many people and seen so many like actors and comedians and just people in general. Like you guys stand out in my brain as far as just how I can communicate with you, the things that y'all say, the way I can listen to y'all. Like it's completely different things. So when people are doubting us, or I think we're all the same way. We're like, bro, you're not us. You can't do it like we can do it, and that's why I'm a terrible number two, bro. I'm a horrible number two.
Yeah, horrible.
If I'm number two, bro, number one's gonna be pissed every day. Because I don't want to be number two. So I'm going to outwork you, then I'm going to outdo you, then I'm going to show you I'm better than you, then I'm going to make you tell me I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying? Like that is I'm a terrible number two.
You know where I think that comes from? This goes back to what we were just talking about. I think from my upbringing, it shows that I don't have to act like you to be accepted or to be even with you. I can be me and excel past what you do. You know what I'm saying? And so that same drive, like you talked about, it's like, yo, I like, we don't have to try to fit in. Cause we could have easily been on this show and putting up goofy videos about people doing dumb stuff on social media. You know what I'm saying? And like doing what everybody else do. You know what I mean?
Why women only want rich men?
Yeah. Why do all men cheat? Call us in at 1-800-BLACK-TV. You know what I mean? Like we could easily do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, nah, I'm not doing that. That's below. That's here. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against people who do that.
No. You say it. You're not, Michelle Obama said they go low, we go high.
But I'm like, nah, we can bring more to the table than that. You know what I'm saying? I can do more than that.
That's one thing I think that's another thing that's cool about us is we don't. So, because my comedy is not really made. So, okay, I don't want to say just purely. It's not hood. My comedy's not hood. I don't think we speak hood. I don't think that's just not who we are. We didn't grow up there, so we don't really relate to that. And so I don't. When I'm in front of a hood crowd, my comedy doesn't hit like it normally hits when I'm somewhere safer.
Right, when they got a tollway.
Exactly. You got to take a tollway to get there. Then trust me, I'm gonna kill it.
Good night. It's a good night.
I'm gonna kill it.
You got to go over there on 33rd.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, if I got anything off Martin Luther King, fam, I'm sweating.
Right.
Tough crowd tonight.
Yeah, but I've had so many people like, why don't you try to like adjust your material to that, I'm like, well, why don't y'all tell Taylor Swift to start rapping? Okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Play to who you play to, and then stay to.
I'm going to excel.
I'm going to excel at being who I am. And if it doesn't fit, it just doesn't fit.
Right.
Don't try to. Taylor Swift don't rap, and she do just well. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I ain't never went through the hood and heard Calvin Harris playing, but he is popular all over.
Right.
So
Facts.
so focus on what you're good at.
Excelling at being you.
Yeah, being you, being yourself. Don't
now if that is you. That's
congratulations, kill it.
Yeah, excel.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's your crowd, kill it.
I love Moneybag Yo. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's a whole different era. Moneybag Yo, Young Dolph, I love it.
Yeah,
middle class, but I turn it up when I'm in the neighborhood.
You know what I mean? I love it.
Money bag.
You know, excel, man. To keep excelling at being you, whatever
but don't
that
you?
is.
But in all honesty, don't you feel that sometimes it's hard to be yourself in this kind of?
Yes.
Do
Yes.
you not feel? I mean,
Yes,
everybody
absolutely.
always preaches like, "Oh, be yourself, do this," you know. But I mean,
Yes.
can you? I mean, do you find it hard? To be
Absolutely.
yourself?
I'm gonna tell you first. That's been the biggest thing for me is because people keep trying to box me in because they're trying to figure out how do we sell you. You know what I mean? It's like you said, all right, well, Kenny, maybe you should get some tattoos or, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you grow your facial hair out? You know what I'm saying? It's just
Get a grill.
Yeah, get a grill. It's like they keep trying to box you in and they want you to go this route. Yeah,
some of that
exactly. And I'm like,
Can you hold your gun?
Right. And they're like, well, okay, well, we don't know how to really fit you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, you may be too much left to be able to come over here and play that educated.
Right.
But now you too
Not
much
enough
right
Yeah.
to come over here and you know what I mean and convince the world that you sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
But
man,
put it this
they
way:
wanna
it
box you
shouldn't.
in.
I mean, I wouldn't say it shouldn't be hard, but it shouldn't be hard to be yourself. What we should focus on is like just being yourself and let people accept you from who they are.
Yes.
So a lot of times we don't drop content, we don't create content, we don't make stuff because we're worried about what people think about us.
Right,
But that's
right.
everybody, not just in
Right.
our situation. Everybody's so conscious of trying to control how people think about them.
Right.
Instead of just being yourself, bro, and let the chips fall as they may.
Absolutely.
Okay, like if you don't like me then you just don't like me.
Yes,
And
yes.
there's plenty of TV shows I don't like. And I'm not,
Yes,
and no matter
yes.
what, I'm just not gonna like these shows. They're not my shows.
Right.
That don't mean they're not good shows. They're not, they
Exactly.
shouldn't be put out. They shouldn't
Right.
pay for them. Like
Right.
we just should like be yourself. And I think the whole world. Just be yourself.
Yes.
And let other people judge you.
Right.
And you be happy with yourself because you're just being yourself. You know
Stop
what I mean?
trying to chase the fit into the box.
Stop
Like, you know
trying
what
to
I'm saying?
get.
Like,
Stop
don't
trying to
fit in the
control
box.
how people feel about you.
Yeah. This the box.
This is who I am. If you don't like it, then you just don't like it.
Right. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this story. All right, and I won't mention his name, but I'm gonna let you piece it together. There's a certain director who's pretty famous. All right. I guess a executive movie producer who's really famous, who's really big, makes a lot of money.
Quentin Tarantino. No,
that's not him. It wasn't him. All right. But I'm not gonna mention his name.
TP.
But there was a certain casting director who was like, I went to that workshop and audition. It was like, man, you really good. You should go work for this person. And I went, wow. Like in my mind, I was like, well, I appreciate the compliment, but like you should go audition for their work and you should work with them. And I'm like, but hold on. Why do I have to go work over there? Like that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Where's over there, by the way?
Yeah,
Jason?
come on.
y'all piece that together, man.
I can't.
Y'all piece that together.
Tell me what you're saying.
I ain't walking down that road.
I mean, you don't have to drop name, but I'm just saying which
Give me
direction you-
genres. Give me
Okay,
something.
so there's certain of product of ethnicity. Is that better?
So with black people,
I'm not just black people, but
like
a certain,
like hood movies.
not just hood movie, but a certain type of major, black, if you will, entity.
BET.
Nah, not even just saying that.
TP Studios.
You know what? Say the name. Say the name
okay.
as you wish. You know what I mean? Say the name of you. I'm not mentioning names.
I
but
see what you're saying.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? But I was like, but it was funny to me for them to mention them, but not go to me like, you know what? You'll be really good
At Paramount.
Yeah, at Paramount. You know what I'm saying? Or you'll be really good on
Fox Studios or
at this
something
Fox Studios director or whoever. I'm not mentioning it, but
And
you know
what's funny? She probably wasn't even trying to slight you.
And that's what
But you're
got
pissing me off.
That's what got me. She was giving me a compliment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, you're really good. You should go act in bad stuff.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I was
You
like,
should go help them out.
You should.
what? I was like, dang,
Yeah.
for real?
No,
and so,
I get
and
it,
man,
yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I remember I walked out that studio. I was so hot. I mean, I promise, if I could, I would take my car and just drove through the whole gate. I was like, I was so mad, but I was like, man, but why is that? You know what I mean? And then I thought about it. I was like, well, maybe if I want to make it this business, then maybe that's what I got to do. But I was like, man, but at the end of the day, and I ain't no lie, and I tried it for a while. No, I actually tried it. I spent some years. I was like, all right, well, let me kind of shift some things out.
If I can do it.
Let me go do some of this, do some of that, and try to fit in there. But in the day, man, I was just like, I wasn't happy.
That's not who you are.
I'm miserable. I'm freaking miserable. I'm like, man, I get tired. I'm like, I just wake up like, okay, now I got a list of stuff that's done. I'm like, but dog, I'm miserable.
You got to be who you are.
Yeah, you
Your
know what
work,
I'm saying?
the stuff that you go for, it has to be who you are.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that's also why we got to get into creating our own.
Yep.
That's why everybody needs to
create your own, man. Create your own.
You heard this song? There's a song that we used to listen to in practice all the time. It's called "Don't Back Down." Y'all probably wouldn't have heard
TCU
it.
days, huh?
Yeah, real TCU days. Very, very country song, very white song. But it had a line in there that I still repeat to this day. If you don't like what you got, why don't you change it?
Yeah.
If you don't like your situation, why don't you change it? There's only going to be one person that's going to fix anything that you're going through, and that is you. There's a lot of people that sit around and being like, man, if they would just do this, or man, you know what should happen? They should do this. Well, why don't you go do that?
Right.
You go do that. You make that change.
Yep.
Don't wait for change to come to your life. Change don't have legs.
Right.
Change don't have arms to be able to knock on your door. Bro, go get change.
Right.
You go be the change that you want to see.
Yep. I got a friend who has a book out, and the name of the book is called "Do It Your Damn Self."
Do it your damn self. That's a beautiful name.
Do it your damn self. You know what I mean?
Sounds like a name of a song almost.
It should be.
But
Do it your damn self.
do it your damn self, man. And I was like, man, that title alone says everything you need to know. Says everything you need to know.
We're
man.
dealing
You
a
know?
generation of people who we should have this, and this should be the case, instead of, you know what? Let me roll my sleeves up and I go do it myself.
You know what? And the box and the tie this all up. This may be going back to what Dion was talking about this, and then the people were upset about it. Well, if you're upset about that stereotype, go out and change it.
Go fix it.
Go change it.
You be the change that you wanna
if
see.
you're upset that the fact that somebody thinks that, okay, if you come from a single parent household, you can't be this, or you come from a middle class background, you got both parents, you ain't got this in you. Well, go prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Go change it. Instead of going, don't say that about me. Say what you want to say about me. That's how you feel. That's what you think. Fine then. Watch this.
You heard him. We're going to dip right into it. I mean, this is our second part of it. This is my favorite part. We're going to talk about relationships.
Oh,
okay.
man.
No, Scooter didn't like relationships?
Oh, here we go.
Well, let's talk about it anyway.
Here we go.
So, because I got a question.
Okay.
I mean, because we've dated our fair share of people, like
Some more than others.
some more than others. I don't know how to make that determination, but you know, I guess we're all older, so we should have dated more. Kenny, you should be the leader as far as age goes. So we've all dated a fair share amount of people. Like the relationships that we've been in kind of build who we are. Like, so I gotta ask y'all, is a one regret? I want to say maybe just one.
Say that again?
What did I say?
I don't know.
What is regret?
Right?
I'm Italian. So, what is one regret?
Steven said it like that was funny. Yeah.
Kyle, you want to
Hey,
take
you
a
know
shot
what?
at it?
I've been
One
studying
regret.
African dialect because I wanted to like learn how to, like jokingly make an African show or make
Okay.
an African spit. And then what I've noticed is they yell halfway through their speech. It's
Okay.
I seen him over there and he was wondering, why are you wearing the sandals? And so
It's a working process.
I gotta
We're
get
still
better.
working-
I
we're
gotta
still
get better.
working
I'm
on
working
that.
on it. Don't judge. Don't judge.
We're still working
I'm
on
being
that.
myself.
Yeah, it's all good. I get where you're going. I get
I
where
got
you're
some,
going.
I got some
We're
acting
working on it.
classes every Tuesday. We can,
Yeah, we can jump in. Okay,
we
cool. Is he
can tap
African?
into it.
All right, anyway. All right, so what is one regret?
And he's committed. That's the first sign of a great actor is commitment right there. He's committed.
Just put yourself out there on the chopping block and see what happens.
What is one regret that you really
Okay.
What are you, Spanish now? You're rolling your R's?
All right. And all right. Kyle, just take it from here, man. Just take it from here.
Why did you roll? You say regret.
Jesus Christ.
So what's one regret you had in a relationship?
Is Egyptian now they roll their R's? Do Egyptians roll their R's?
I don't think they do.
I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Oh boy, it's been a while since you've been in school.
I'm sorry. Here we go. Let's get back together.
What's one regret you had in a relationship? What are the regrets you had in past
Regrets
relationships?
we had in relationships?
Yeah.
You know what? You know one thing I do regret? I regret, God, I was so dumb. And I've been in some good situations that I ruined because, God, I was stupid. You know what I mean? I was stupid in the fact that I was very egotistical. And this may be kind of the fault sometimes of being able to date people and date a lot of people, whatever, is that sometimes you think that this person right here, you can find them in another person. So the moment you find that one flaw in this person, you think, okay, well, they're flawed in their area. I can just go over here and be with that person who do all that plus that. You know what I'm saying? But they don't. And only to realize that this one person is unique. You know what I mean? And that thing about them, you're not going to maybe find in everybody else. And that is probably my regret.
Like a connection.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to throw anybody names out.
No,
but I can think
you're
of a few
fine.
people names. I'm like, man, that was a good situation, and I didn't handle that right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was too egotistical or thinking that, okay, you know what I mean?
The 80-20 rule.
Yes, could be, yes, very much.
Somebody
so.
has 80% of what you're looking for,
Yep.
and then they don't have 20%. You go looking for the 20% and then miss out on the other 80.
Absolutely. And that's probably my regret still to this day. It's like, and even, I mean, in just relationships throughout, but it's like, man, you know, thinking that, okay, I can find it over here, and we're like, nah, this person is really unique. You know what I'm saying?
So you regret that?
Yes,
I saw that one building up on your face. He was anticipating. He was like, "It's coming. Here we go.
I'm gonna nail it.
It's my shining moment." So you regret?
You regret it?
Yeah. So,
But nah, because that makes sense though.
Yep.
A lot of times we all do that. I mean, that's
Right.
But you know what? Go ahead, Kyle.
No, go ahead. No.
Okay, because
you already got your train of thought.
That's social media, right?
Yeah,
Because you looking at all these beautiful women, right?
Yeah.
All the and women are vice versa. They're looking at all these other men that have all this one quality that they like, and they post it on a picture, and you're like, dang, bro, if I could just be with her,
right.
But not realizing she don't do anything else but that one picture
or that one picture is actually skewed.
Or it's exactly, or it's filtered up, and we look at. And everybody's always grass is greener in this generation. Everybody's always looking for the better thing that they have than already. And I think, but I'm saying, because I've noticed it like recently, very, very recently, is people are starting to learn that.
Yeah.
People are starting to say, whoa, social media is kind of tricking us, bro. Like we need to slow down with this. Like the grass ain't always
Right. Is
greener.
it ruining society?
It only ruins society if you don't realize what it's doing to us at the time.
Yeah.
So if you realize what it's doing and we're combating it by understanding what we're dealing with, then it wouldn't ruin society. But it only ruins it because we're sitting there like, dang, bro, you see that picture? She got this many likes and this. But then when you meet her in person or whatever, she doesn't look like that. She doesn't do anything that you like. She's not nice or whatever it is. Like that's normally the case. I mean, for the most part, that's normally the case. Or somebody has a great personality online and then has a picture from 7 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it hasn't showed the transformation that they have to what they look like today. But then you like, dang, I love this person's personality. But then you see him, you're like, oh, no, I can't go out and see you. Out in public with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so is that your regret? You went out with somebody you feel like I can't do in public?
No.
So in other words, you got catfish.
No, I've never been catfish because one, I'm a FaceTime you. So ain't no tricking me there.
Right.
And I don't play this, it's not a good time to FaceTime me. Well, for what? Your face not there? Like, well, it's not a good time to FaceTime me.
Right.
So no, I don't know what I would regret though. Like
Really?
as far as a relation, I mean, no, I have plenty of regrets. I'm trying to narrow it down.
Right.
What's one thing that you regret? I'm like, which time? Recently or like, what about you, Kyle? What you regret? I come back and think about it.
I don't know, because
that's something you shouldn't have did.
Something I shouldn't have did. Oh,
that's a regret.
Shit.
Yeah.
So the list goes long.
There
Right?
you go. I shouldn't have cheated. Okay, we all got that. Yeah, everybody's got that out there.
Oh, next level.
Next
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. You know what? Something I wish I would have done differently. Telling people how you feel in a moment. So I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you. Like, you know what I mean? Being a little bit more vulnerable in relationships. That's something I wish I would have done, to be like, oh, hey, I do miss you today. Or hey, I don't feel like I've done that. I don't think I've done that enough.
Shared your emotions well?
Yeah, I don't think that's one thing I haven't, like, if I could go back again and just show more of, because I'm already pretty much vulnerable, but there's a lot of stuff that I actually keep inside versus actually speaking and saying, is whether it's good or bad. And I wish at times I would have expressed a little bit more how I felt in certain situations, instead of, because I'm pretty much self-sufficient when it comes to relationships. Like, I bring my own happiness. I bring that. So a lot of times, if something does bother me, I don't need you to make me happy. I don't go into relationships like that. So something would bother me, and I'd be like, it's good. I'll deal with it later myself, instead of bringing something or something that I did like, and
Mm-hmm.
That's more like communication. So you weren't good at communicating.
Yeah.
Is there specific, not Pacific, specific?
Do you regret?
Is there a specific incident where you were like, I was too egotistical or something like that?
Yeah, like there's been times where there's been quite a few times, and I
Like
still
what? Give me one. Give me one. Get specific.
Don't tell me the person. Just tell me a story.
In terms of like where I wish I would have spoken up or said something,
Whatever,
or just it was. I mean, if I
You
go
know
back,
what? I
even
love
to,
this.
even to,
This is the vulnerability that I'm talking about.
yeah.
Just being able to say.
Right. Well, yeah. I'm trying to
What's
think,
on
because
it?
you're thinking of specific moments. So
Because I'm trying to think of.
I'll tell you something.
I'm dating back to all relationships.
I'll tell you this. This is how bad I was. All right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this true story.
Here we go.
All right. So I went out with this girl one time. I met whatever, and I was like, yo, let's meet up. Went to a bar, whatever. And I kid you not, she pulled up, nice girl, beautiful and everything. But when we went out, she didn't have on heels. And I was like, I just like tuned out the whole night. I can't make this up. I cannot make this up.
Because she had on flats?
I can't make this up, man. I'm dead serious.
Were they at least cute?
I'm just telling you.
I don't like that either.
I'm just telling you that, and this is how egotistical and vain I was.
That's not egotistical. That's a man having standards.
Hold on, whoa. What's wrong?
I'm dead serious.
I'm gonna let you finish your story, and I'm gonna ask my question. Go ahead, finish.
All right,
your
so
story.
we went out, went to a nice little bar. I was like, yo, let's go to this nice bar. Now, it's not like we went to like, BJ's or, you know what I mean, to like, some, Bar Louie or something like that. You know what I mean? It was like a nice little bar in like Uptown or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When I say bar, it's like a lounge. And she didn't have on heels. Like, she had on flats, and she was like, she was dressed kind of down. No, she wasn't down. Like, she was an attractive girl. We were just dressed that. She was just dressed kind of down.
Nah.
And I was like,
ain't doing it.
You don't get the moment. You know what I mean?
Not doing it.
Egotistic. I like, you don't get the moment. I like, you ain't my style. And I never talked to her since then. I was like,
the deal? What's
God,
the
I
deal
was dumb.
What's the deal with flats?
I deal with grown women.
Well, hey, listen. I mean,
Flats are for kids.
First of all, I like what I like. All right, so let's start there.
No, flats are for kids. Flats are for kids. We can talk about that. Flats are, okay, so
It
if you go
depends
to a
on
club,
where you doing.
If
Yeah,
you
you
go
know
to
what
a
I'm saying?
club and when it's full of college kids, there'll be a lot of flats in there.
That's a good.
That's
point.
a reality.
That's a good.
That's a
point.
reality. Kids don't wear heels. That's a grown woman concept.
Is that a grown woman's concept,
Yes.
or is that more of like I don't know?
Yes.
That's a
You won't go to Atlanta and go to a club and see anybody in flats, bro.
All
That's
women,
just
call
not-
us in at 1-800-3 Real Brothers podcast. Let's talk
wait
about
a minute.
this.
I'm talking. Okay, but if she is your idea of fine, you telling me you wouldn't talk to her because she had.
I'm telling you what I did at the
Standards,
time,
man.
early 20s.
You gotta
I'm
have
just telling you.
standards.
So you would talk. So let me get this straight. You would talk to someone who maybe is not as attractive, but has the high heels on, versus someone who's everything.
No, you don't
you've been
settle.
at.
It's not
You
so
don't
much
settle.
if she had a moon.
You don't
and
settle.
it was
You gotta
at
have the heels
moment.
and be fine.
It's like it
Okay,
was
let's
at
get
the-
some
it was the
realistic
moment.
expectations here, guys.
Okay,
No,
go
it's
ahead.
realistic.
Go ahead.
It's realistic.
Well, it's probably not a thing for you because you're 5'7". But I'm just
5'7",
saying.
even I don't. He did his own mic drop. No, I don't know. For me, I'm like, yo, if I find you if I find you
But
attractive,
the people who got their feet on the floor, you know.
yeah, well, I'm gonna keep mine up, and
ahead.
I'm gonna stand from it. I just feel like if I find you attractive, I mean, that's almost like saying, I don't know. That's almost like saying, hey, I'm not gonna talk to a girl because
She don't
her
wear
bra
makeup.
and panties don't match or some shit like that.
You better.
I listen. I'm just saying.
Like, that's
all
a
the time,
problem, too.
Let
All the
me
time,
give you.
yes.
All right, so let me reverse it. Let me reverse it. Let's say I go out with a girl and she sees my socks don't match. I got on white socks with black socks.
She on white socks, black shoes.
Yeah, or something. I just don't match. You know what I mean? What's she gonna say?
So those are deal breakers for y'all.
It's
not
the
a deal,
moment.
bro,
It's like
That's
well,
what
you
I'm
just
saying.
gotta
I'm
understand,
like,
so-
okay. If I look bad in an upscale place and I'm underdressed, then yeah, okay, that's like
but
okay,
that's
that's
what I'm
It's about
different.
appearance.
Yeah,
It's about
but
appearance.
But that's what I'm
It's
saying.
like-
But
it's preference to appearance.
if it's fitting the vibe, you said it wasn't even like an upscale spot.
No, he
was.
did say it. He did say it. He said it was uptown.
It was,
But even if it's not upscale, bro, I'm not
wasn't
going out
nice
to
for-
eat with somebody with flats on.
I mean, but okay, if they're
Put
nice
some
though,
fucking shoes on.
if they're nice though, if they're nice
I don't
flats,
care.
you know what I mean? If they're nice,
The Uber
flats.
driver's nice.
Yeah,
like
like, I
put
mean,
some
to the
put some.
point.
If
Yeah,
you're with
bro,
me,
like, really.
you better have some heels on.
Yeah, like
Period.
listen,
Like, that's
man,
not a-
listen,
no.
Listen, if I'm going to take my time and get myself ready to go, whatever, and dress nice, then
Well, that's
So,
I
Kyle,
want
you'll
the same
let her wear a bonnet?
No, I'm saying if
Yeah,
we're
she
in an
gonna put up
upscale
there
spot,
with the
okay,
cafeteria
but-
lady
hat.
yeah, from
she gonna come in with the cafeteria
With
lady
sweats
hat.
on.
right. I guess
Backwards hat.
I guess what I'm looking at. Okay, if it's not matching the environment, that's different. I thought you were just saying flats, just like
No,
you were
so-
saying. So if we're at an upscale spot, totally different.
All right,
Especially,
so for all
especially
the
I'm
all
like,
the
hey,
people
this
who
is
weren't
the
listening,
time.
including the person to my right. So
was
what
here.
I was saying, we went to a nicer spot. Like I specifically laid out, all right, this is where we going tonight.
Right.
And she was like, cool. And I didn't hit it up last minute, nothing like that. It was like, it was like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, meet me here at 9 o'clock tonight.
What if,
And
what
it
if,
was
what
just
if,
like,
what if, hold on,
you know,
let
How
me-
you-
let
why
me
would
ask
you go
this.
out?
What if that was the best that she had to offer? Right.
Well, then,
But then
say
that's
something and let me
cool.
go get you some shoes.
Yeah, or that, or you like,
like
you know
she
what?
could have been a financial buyer. Maybe you know you don't
That's
know the type
cool,
of that. You
but
understand?
my mentality at the
Yeah,
time
yeah,
was
the
this:
time
if
was
this
like,
is
yeah.
your best, then not for me. You're not ready yet.
So it's more on the surface.
I know,
guy.
egotistical,
got
of course.
So
You
you
know
didn't
what
even
I'm
give it.
saying?
But
But
you
yeah.
didn't even give it a time of day. Like, all right, I'm gonna let this slide. And just kind of get to know her a little bit. Maybe maybe she didn't get the
No,
memo.
It's like knowing
couldn't-
somebody's
couldn't-
makeup.
I couldn't get
Knowing
past. I
somebody's
couldn't get
makeup.
past step one.
Remember we
I
talked
just
about
couldn't get
earlier
past step one.
understanding somebody's ancestry, how they're
Yeah,
built,
yeah.
how they're put together.
Yeah.
If you're okay with this now, what else would you do? Do you not do your dishes?
Yeah,
what
you know what I'm
else?
saying? Like,
Oh, there, y'all
because
take it
like
deep.
we talked about.
Everything that somebody does reflects on something else.
maybe so.
Perception
wait
is
a minute.
reality.
Now, also, this is a first date too.
Again, for all the people that wasn't
So it was
listening,
a- it
this
was
the
a
first
first
time
date.
we was meeting up.
Oh yeah.
We was meeting. Right,
then
so
that's
back to
different
this.
than okay.
No,
It's not no
but
different.
It's not. It's not different. It's like, yo, if I'm telling you, we planning this event, we're going out, whatever. Then there's a certain standard I'm going to carry myself, and then I expect there's a certain standard for you.
Did
You
she
what I'm
know
saying?
that though? Going ahead of time though. Because
That's what- you don't need to know.
If I gotta explain that to you,
Then that's what I'm
then
saying.
it's like,
That's not a grown up.
we ain't
And you be a
ready.
grown up.
Yeah.
If I gotta
It's
explain to you,
like,
hey, you gotta wear this to here, you gotta wear this,
yeah,
then we're not
like-
gonna vibe anyway.
and
Because
that's-
I'm gonna take you out to places that you're not used to going. Clearly,
Exactly.
We're not gonna get chicken
Exactly.
strips.
Gotcha.
Like no, bro.
Yeah, like I can't lay everything
when you
out
get
for
when you
all the
when you
time.
sit down, you better
You
do
know what
like
I mean?
this with your fucking napkin. Like, you're gonna piss me off. Like no class, bro. We come from middle class. Like it is what it
There's
is.
something-
So I'm
okay,
not
I
gonna.
see
We're
what
not
you're
gonna pull
saying.
up
I see what
in
you're saying.
flats, bro. We're not doing that. No,
see what you're saying.
I'm gonna
Like,
clean
bro.
my car before I get to you. I'm gonna dress
Exactly.
nice. I'm gonna
Exactly.
shower.
If I go
I'm gonna
pick-
have on expensive
Exactly.
cologne.
Yeah.
Maybe not Versace. Maybe not $500 cologne.
Right.
But it won't be no $30 cologne.
I'm gonna put in the effort.
I'm gonna put in that.
So I expect the same effort in return.
Gotcha.
If I got to beg and ask for that same effort, then I'm like,
I don't even think
we're
it
already
should
off
be
to a
effort.
bad
It shouldn't be
start.
effort. It's not effort. If,
But for some people,
if I
some people
carry
it's not
myself
effort.
this way,
Yeah, effort.
you better carry yourself this
Right.
way.
Yeah, and
Not
that's what I'm
effort,
like.
just who I am. Like
Exactly.
you better come with that.
I'm
Are you
hold-
gonna regret it?
Okay, so that
But yeah.
so that was
That's all I'm
that
saying,
that was kind of more
That's all
like
I'm saying.
the okay. That's
That's- I
those
agree
those are
100%.
those are deal
bro,
breakers
that's
for you.
effort.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
look, we go out and then you look like, and you're like, hey,
All
this
right, so-
ain't
Ain't no
gonna
go
work.
out.
that's
Bro,
exactly.
So when is it okay for her to dress down?
When it's okay, like
When?
when we go to, like, there's okay, like we can go to if we
the
going
third or
hey,
fourth date probably.
Not even though see, that's your mentality.
There you go. That's what's wrong.
Yeah,
Third or fourth date, we can be more because my idea is because now there is this. Now I'm creating this false expectation because nobody's gonna look like that 24/7.
I'm not saying 24/7.
Hey, show me your finest, but then I also want to see you on your down days. Am I still gonna be just as attractive as you? Just because you're not half
are we
naked?
going out? Okay, so if you're gonna be seen with me in public. And this is I have a like I would not.
You have
be,
an expectation of going out.
Like it's not going to be dropped. Okay, so after 4 dates, you're more than welcome to wear sweats at the house. I don't care.
Yeah.
Wear it at the house.
Right.
You go grocery shopping, put your sweats on.
Yeah.
You go. You know what I mean?
As is. I'm cool with that.
But if we're going, hey, I'm spending money. We're gonna go get something to eat.
I got reservations and stuff like that.
Might get drinks after.
I get that.
Not even, bro. If I take. Girl, if we go out, if I call you and I say, yo, let's go eat. Like but I'm not gonna rush you. I'm not, hey, be ready in 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, that's a different situation.
That's different. Okay, dress down, boo. I'm just hungry. Let's just go eat.
Let's go eat. Yeah,
but hey, girl, tomorrow night, we're gonna go. Let's go get something to drink. Let's go out.
Right.
And I come out, bro, and you got on flats or jeans or something of this nature. You don't piss me off because. I don't date dudes, okay? Like, put on clothes that a woman would wear.
Right. Because that's and it's, to me, it's about preparation and presentation. If I'm going to put the effort in, I expect the same effort from you.
I'll carry myself a certain way.
I'm not saying that I'm gonna come with t-shirts and J's and hooping shorts. You know what I mean? You gotta dress up. No, I'm gonna meet you where we are. You know what I'm saying? If I'm set that standard, I'm gonna meet you.
This is our standard.
Yes.
And we don't go below it for anything.
Yes.
I don't care what the day is.
I'm gonna do it. Then you're gonna do it too.
You are grown up. You dress like a grown up.
Right. That's it. Right. If you don't feel like doing all that, then say, hey, I don't feel like going out tonight.
That's why I don't go out to clubs with guys who wear shorts.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I mean, like it's not just men. I mean not just women.
It's
like me and my homeboys, bro. You're not gonna be with me wearing no shorts, bro.
Yeah,
high socks and Jordans, bro. That's not cool to me. The sweats, bro. You're not gonna ride with me. I have a standard of people I keep around me.
I hang around with.
My circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you don't fit the circle, you can't fit in. Like it just is what it is.
Now, I'm not saying you gotta dress up when we go to IHOP. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Hey, girl, I'm hungry, man. Let's go get something to eat real quick. Let's go to the Catch.
That's fair.
You know, if y'all want to
we going to STK and I'm like, yo, I got reservations.
Like there's a certain way you have to carry yourself and dress to be around.
Right. I can't do it.
Okay, so everybody, you ever heard dress for success?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get what you're saying. I just
especially in the business that we're in.
Right.
Being in entertainment, being always in front of people.
Right.
Bro, you have to look a certain type of way.
Yeah.
People, because we're based on judgment. Like literally everything we do is based on people's judgment. It's not like a normal job where it doesn't matter what the outside world thinks as long as my boss is happy, I'm good. Yeah. Like the outside world opinion truly matters in everything that we do. Yeah. And so when I'm out, when I see you, if I run into Cal, that's Cal from Mo, and I run into you and you look like a bum or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not a good look. I'm not saying it makes you less of an actor or they shouldn't judge you for that. No, they shouldn't. But in reality, they will. So that's why you will never see Michael B. Jordan dressed like a kid, or you'll never see anybody with Michael B. Jordan dressed like a kid, because there's a perception to that reality.
But I guess on the flip side, but then you have someone like Adam Sandler who's worth more than Michael B. Jordan, and look how he dresses.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Yes. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I guess my idea.
When you get to that level, though,
but
Michael B. Jordan ain't that Adam Sandler. You just said it yourself.
But if you think about it, but this is the funny part about it, though. You look at billionaires; they dress horribly.
Billionaires aren't. Public opinion doesn't matter for a billionaire,
right? I guess
you're in something where public opinion matters.
Listen what I'm saying, Kyle. Listen what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying in terms.
No, you're not getting what I'm saying.
Yeah,
let him finish.
I get what you're saying in terms of the dates and in terms of the first date. In terms of this is the level that I carry, and when we go out, I expect you to meet me there. I do get that. I do understand that. But I don't know. A lot of times, I don't know. I'm more on a mood kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's kind of more my vibe. Me, I look more into like, okay, it's nice to see that you can dress up. If we do go out and we have this thing, like if we have reservations and we're going somewhere nice and I tell you, then yeah, I expect it to be there. But every time we go out, I don't want you to feel like, hey, you have to have this or you have to be glammed up to the T. You know what I mean?
What if you run into somebody that matters?
It's not even for that.
I'm serious.
Even if it's somebody that matters. I mean, my thing is, and this is where we're a little different at.
Mm-hmm.
Is I'm more of the vibe and the person. I for me, it seems more materialistic.
It is
to be
Welcome
that
to entertainment.
now because
just that though.
But this is what I feel though.
It is
It's not even that.
because it truly doesn't matter.
It doesn't. I
Deep
mean,
down, so that's why it is
that's what I'm
materialistic.
saying.
It's not really. It's not.
Materialistic means you care about the material.
No,
and then say somebody's not wearing something.
you're talking about
say,
heels.
whoa. Let me. This is what I'm saying. Let me back up. I'm not saying that you got to come out with Versace or Louis Vuitton. I'm not saying that.
But you can't wear flats.
But you
I'm
can't
just
wear
saying,
flats though. Like that's what I'm saying.
That's the material, bro.
But it's not just that though, guys. It's not just
It
that.
is though. You're gonna regret it.
It's not that. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's you got to have the most expensive or the most flashy. I'm not saying. But
I ain't saying that either.
There's an effort. There's an effort to go into looking nice. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Put the effort in to go into looking nice.
If you
That's all
wouldn't
I'm
post
saying.
that, what you look like on social media that day, why would you come around me with that shit? Yeah. There's your standard, bro.
I don't know because
you wouldn't post that full body pic on social media, so don't come around me with that bullshit.
Yeah.
So why they get to see that and I gotta look at this?
I guess- I
the
don't know.
lawnmower's daughter and shit.
I guess it's more just I don't know. It's
Man,
just
this has
such
been
a-
another episode of Three Real Brothers podcast.
Yeah.
So that's our. You know what? I like that though. You know what? Let's put a bow on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I think
facts.
that was a great episode. I enjoyed that. I
Golly.
truly did. So before we go, make
Yep.
sure that everybody knows to follow us at on Twitter. It's 3 Real. No, we know I gotta get us a Twitter. So I'm sorry, guys. That is the social media team's fault. But the social media team will fix that. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Instagram and Facebook is at 3 Real Brothers. On TikTok is at 3 Real Brothers Pod C. Make sure you follow us. The followers are actually going up every time, guys. I'm so impressed every time I look at our social media. I'm like, dang, bro, people really like what we're doing.
Man.
So
Yep,
keep being
absolutely.
a part of that wave, man. We enjoy it. We're going to keep going. But before we go, piece of advice. Here we go.
All right. So you're driving down the road, you see somebody car break down and they got their thumb out. Who stops and helps them? Let me answer that for you. Nobody. You know who everybody stops and help? The person who's actually pushing their car. So if you want help, stop defining help for people who do stuff for you. Do it yourself. And people who are doing it with you, that's your help. Not people who are doing stuff for you.
That's solid right there.
Boy, that's almost it. You thought about that one, huh?
Yeah, he
That's
definitely-
off the rip. I should have said
definitely
that.
wrote
Wait,
that.
the
He
delivery
definitely
was
read
too
that
smooth.
That was
You
a
know,
part right
certain
there.
emphasis on words. I was like, I'm over here like, let me think. He's like, I'll go. I got this.
I got it.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
The hell with you.
Great advice.
Don't wear heels.
Yeah, no, my advice.
Dress how you want.
But you know what though? But see, and just a quick thing on that too. We say, hey, be yourself, and that's dress yourself. And look how much we judge on that if someone's dressing to being themselves. So my thing is, the hell with what everybody thinks. Be yourself. If that's the way you dress, that's how you come out. People gonna like you, love you for who you are. It doesn't matter how you dress, however. Just be you and be accepted. As long as you accept yourself, then you know. You can
Even if it
accept
is in flip flops.
even if it's in flip flops, whatever, you in a bed, then it's fine. That's just you, you know. And if I got to dress like that and make you like me, then yeah, that person ain't for you anyway.
And I'm a back door. You need to dress for what the job that you want, not the job that you have. Okay. Don't tell me about you being broke and then you got flip flops on. It kind of goes hand in hand. So be yourself while also striving to be more. That has been another episode of the 3 Real Brothers podcast. Make sure you keep tuning in. This has been episode 10. We love you. Thank you, Roxo Studios. And we'll be back with more 3 Real Brothers podcast next week.